Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, a.k.a. PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast, the podcast where we have digital discussions of the worlds of pop culture, social media, sports, and hockey. This is one of our exclusive 2018 NHL Draft special one-on-one interviews on the podcast. We're talking to players who will have the opportunity to have their name called up in Dallas this upcoming weekend. We're speaking to a member of the USA Hockey's National Team Development Program, U18. We're talking to Tyler Weiss. Tyler, welcome to Popternative.
Thanks for having me.
So pretty crazy couple of weeks. Combine was pretty nuts, I'd say. How was that whole experience for you?
It was a great experience. It's good being around a lot of the players that are going to be drafted. It was pretty mentally tough, but it was a great experience to be done with it. So,
you talk about mentally tough. You're talking more, there's the interview process, which is a unique kind of aspect to it. It wasn't just like physical tests. And talking to a lot of players, they seem to be more nervous about the interview process than the actual testing.
You walk into a room, there's about like 12 guys in there, and they're turning up the heat, trying to make you uncomfortable, and trying to make you sweat a little bit, and it's a little nerve-wracking. And you have a couple interviews a day, and they're asking the same questions, and you're going through the same answers, so it can get pretty tough.
How many interviews did you end up having?
I had 22.
Wow. And did you have an interview with the Washington Capitals?
I did.
Yes. Were you asked about a bus?
Yes, I know the answer. I know the answer. Yep.
And because a few people were saying, because I asked about, I've had other players on that were at the combine, and they said, Wash should ask a question about a bus.
Yeah, the bus. Mm-hmm.
And did you get, if you were a cat or dog, did you get that question?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
But generally, they just want to kind of get to know you, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was it overwhelming at first, or did you kind of ease into it?
Well, the Caps interview, there's only two guys in there, and it was just like it was actually a pretty funny interview. They were really nice. It wasn't really much about hockey. It was more like, what are your likes and dislikes, and we had a lot of laughs, and it was a good time.
Absolutely. Who is Tyler Weiss on the ice, and who is Tyler Weiss off the ice?
On the ice, I'm a smaller guy, really fast and speedy with the puck, and I really like to be creative with the puck and make plays, and I love having fun on the ice. Like, I never want to get away from the ice. Away from the ice, I'm a jokester. I love to laugh at my own jokes. Yeah, and then I love hanging with the guys and having a good time. So.
Yeah, the guys were saying that when I had Farabee, Wallstrom, and Wild, people were saying, it was a toss-up between you and Eric Mindorf for who had the best laugh.
Eric's got a pretty funny laugh.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure. It was kind of a toss-up. What do you think some of the challenges are being kind of a hockey player? You're in your situation with the National Team Development Program, where you have school, you have to balance so many things. I'm sure you wish it would be hockey all the time, but it's impossible. There's schooling, you're prepping for things. How are you kind of dealing with all that?
It's pretty tough. We miss a lot of days from school because of hockey. We moved away, so we don't have our parents all over us all the time. We have to take responsibility in our own work, and it's a grind, and you gotta accept the grind and want to do it and embrace it, and and once you get a hang of it, you just start rolling.
No, absolutely. What have been some of the kind of the coolest moments of your hockey career thus far? I know you have there's a lot more coming up, but has there been some events that kind of stand out that you've been a part of so far?
We won the gold medal in Norway at the Youth Olympics against Canada. That's always been with me. It's really awesome that happened. U18 Worlds was good. That was it's not the way we wanted it to go, but we made the gold medal game. But it was just a cool experience because we were in Russia for a month, and we really bonded as a team, got really close, and it was really fun.
Absolutely. You mentioned a little bit, you're off the ice, you're kind of a funny guy, like to have a good time. What are some of How does Tyler Weiss feel about some of the trends that are being associated with hockey players? What I'm talking about is I'm talking about Fortnite. People love Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite?
Of course,
Are
I
you
play Fortnite.
okay? So I remember asking Blake McLaughlin about Fortnite, and you should like the smile on his face when I asked that question. He just glue. Why do you think Fortnite specifically is resonating with hockey players? I just seem like it's a hockey thing. I find.
I don't know. I think all hockey players love video games, and this specific game came out, and I guess it just stuck with all of us because we played together as a team, and it's creative, and you get to play with four people in the game, so you play with your buddies, and there's a lot of funny moments that can happen in the game, and stuff just you get carried away in it, and it's just so fun to play.
Absolutely. You've had the opportunity to play with a lot of players. Well, one player you've had the opportunity to play with, he's been on the show before, is Jack Hughes. And Jack Hughes is a player that a lot of people are already talking about him. What? Am I missing something? Why? What? Like,
Jack's like a younger brother to me. He's always smiles and jokes around, and we always pick on each other. He's a great kid.
he's been on the show, and he was talking about him going to Toronto, playing hockey there. It's like a home to him, and because it's hockey's a big deal in Toronto, of course. What do you think? You mentioned it kind of like he's a younger brother to you, but what do you kind of think about his game? There's so many things to talk about his game. His hockey sense is elite. He's just an unbelievable player. What specifically do you think is making him stand out from the crop?
Jack. I grew up playing against Jack in Toronto, and I think it might be, it could be anything. He's a generational talent. Like, the kid's got everything. He's got hands, speed, he's got his skating ability and his vision, it's all in one. But the thing that I'm most impressed about is probably his skating ability. Not getting knocked off the puck. Coming out with the puck against stronger, older guys. He's a puck magnet. The puck never comes off his stick, and you're like, how does that even happen? Like, how he's doing that, Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, it's just, I think it might be his skating and his vision and just the way he plays the game. Mm-hmm. So and his confidence is through the roof too. So that's a big part too.
But you mentioned speed, and if we talk about you. Enough talking about Jack Hughes, enough talking about that guy. Let's talk about Tyler Weiss. But if we talk about you, I mean, like, there's scouting reports out there that say that your speed is something that a lot of people are kind of looking at. Is it safe to say that that's kind of something that you take pride in the most when it comes to your game?
Of course, yes. Mm-hmm.
And just a lot of power skating, I guess?
No, not for me.
Oh.
My speed comes from, I think it's just natural speed, lifted in the weight room, and then I never really did power skating. I just basically scrimmage a lot, and I just keep going, skating, and, keep working on it and do different things, cuts, turns, stuff like that.
I wonder how you would do as like a speed skater, like at the Olympics.
I probably wouldn't win, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things to look forward to in Dallas, including the Heat, which if people want to. The Dallas Stars released a video that featured Tyler talking to some of the players at the Combine about the Heat and what they're looking forward to about Texas, and everyone said the Heat. I think it's just going to be a really cool experience, that you're able to get drafted or not. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where you got to go with your family and it's just like a once in a lifetime opportunity, right?
Yeah. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. Not many kids, get drafted from here. I want to go there and represent my state, and it's going to be an honor to get called. And basically, and I want to go and see my teammates get drafted, and support them too. And it's a great family trip, So yeah.
There's going to be there's going to be a lot of people on, like, social media is huge for this, but. You need to focus on the task ahead. Like, you get to USA National Team Development Program, you have a full season, you have all these international tournaments. That's kind of going to have to be your task, right? But it's like a fly on the windshield. The NHL Draft buzz, it's always going to be there. And it's like a good buzz, not like an annoying little fly, right? Like, you want that buzz, right?
Yeah.
It's always going to be there. You're always going to think about the NHL Draft in the back of your head. But what were kind of things you were doing to kind of block the noise, so to speak?
You don't really look into it much. It could affect the team. You try to stay away from social media. You don't let things get to your head because we've been doing this for a long time. There's a lot of media and jealousy and all that stuff. So you just keep playing hockey and you just stay close to your brothers in the locker room, and that stuff doesn't even matter. So
There's a lot of players that you got to play with that are in the same boat as you that are gonna look to get drafted into the National Hockey League. Oliver Wahlstrom, Joel Farabee, Jake Weiss, Bodie Wild, the Samuelsons. Like there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this current group of U18 was special.
Yeah, definitely. We everyone they had a name on we had a really big expectation for our team. We have a lot of big guys, a lot of big names that came in. So yeah, it's a pretty big group.
And it's also the time where a lot of people are kind of making decisions, like committing to schools, where they're gonna play next year. But like it's just like going back to it, there's so many things that kind of happen. Is that something that sometimes is more important? Like making sure that the school and all that is kind of taken care of, because you have to balance that. So how are you balancing all the school and playing hockey at the same time?
Yeah, so we had Lisa Vollmers at the NTDP, and we had study hall like 3 times a week. And if we didn't have a grade above, if our GPA wasn't above 2.3, we couldn't play. We had to sit out a weekend. So they were always on us about our schoolwork, and they did a great job.
No, absolutely. Last couple of questions. I mean, I'm sure Tyler Weiss wants to be Tyler Weiss, but were there any players that you maybe like speedy players that you enjoyed watching in the NHL growing up that you kind of maybe model your game after?
Yeah, I started modeling my game after Evgeny Kuznetsov and the Capitals, and then I kind of went to he's more realistic of what I'm like. Anthony Anastasio or Tyler Johnson, speedy guys. Tyler Johnson's a little smaller and. He gets after the puck, and I feel like I get off the puck like him, and then they're both really fast and have really good hands and skill. So.
And another player too, played a few games with you guys, but also with Jack Hughes is Cole Caulfield. That's another small, very skilled player.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's a good time for USA Hockey right now. Is that something you guys kind of just like were aware of right away? Like it's no surprise. You look at the last couple of years, the players that are coming from the National Team Development Program, it's insane, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big surprise. It surprised all of us. We only won 4 games our first year, and then they come in and they made it to the second round of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And this team's the real deal. They're elite players, and Cole Caulfield is a kid who can just find the back of the net. And it's insane how he does it. He just knows where to be. His shot's unreal. And, he was one goal short of Austin Matthews' record.
No, absolutely. It's insane. Well, Todd, I think we're going to wrap up. But first off, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I know it's a busy week ahead. So glad that you were able to come on and chat with me. It's a question I'm asking a lot of people after these NHL interviews. Why should an NHL team draft Tyler Weiss?
They should draft me because, my offensive ability. I can take the game in my own hands. I'm a possession player. I create a lot of chances for others and myself. I score a lot of big goals. I'm a great teammate. I can adapt to any culture. I can play 2 styles of games. I can grind out in a game, or I can be the skill guy in a game. Mm-hmm. And, I play with a lot of speed, too, and I can play with anyone in the lineup. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, Tyler, seriously, we wish you all the best, and enjoy the whole experience in Dallas for the draft.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Well, this has been... where can people follow you on social media?
At T_Weiss40.
Perfect.
Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for the video episodes, iTunes, Spotify for the audio episodes. We wish Tyler all the best for the NHL Draft, and until next time, it's Tyler Weiss and PDB signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.